what's up guys? So today we're working on our 2012 GTI. It is a 2-liter turbo. We're installing Injen stage 2 intake, which I have right over here. So here we have the intake pipe. We're going to be taking out the mass airflow sensor, putting it in here. We have our scoop, which is going to be replacing this right here. We will be reusing the screws, a couple of couplers, and our filter, which is apparently a new design. Very nice looking filter. Very nice finish on this. I actually like this very much. Very nice design. Very good quality as well. And alright, so the car right now is completely stock. This intake will be the first mod that I'm putting into it. Besides that, I took out the muffler and the sound baffler, so it is straight piped. I do have to finish that in another video. I have the exhaust in the back of my trunk. But for right now, we're just gonna go ahead and start working on this. So to get started, we're gonna go ahead and take this pipe off. If you can see these two clips on the side, they just push in and you kind of just pull it off. Same thing to pop it back in. It just clips back in. So we take that off. We're gonna go ahead and take this bolt out right here that is holding the airbox in. Besides that, it just has some grommets that it pops up pretty easily. So let's go ahead and take this bolt off. I believe it is a T20. I'm using a 3/16. I don't have the right size, but this should work. Go ahead and take that off. Now that is out, you just pull up on it. We're gonna now take these two screws out here on the sides. They are very hard to see, but it's this one right there, and there's just another one right over here on this side. I believe I'm gonna use the same bit. Is a different size. This one I believe is a T20 we're going to be using. That's all right. To drop these because you are going to be reusing them. This one's a little difficult to kind of record and see, but it's very easy if you have an extension. I might need a light if it's dark. Magnet is very useful, I guess, if you like, but that takes this off. And now we're going to take this clamp off. Before that, I'm going to go ahead and take the mass airflow sensor out. It has just a clip back here that you just take off. And use, I believe, the same T20. It is a security bit. Oh, sorry. It is a security bit. So yeah, make sure you use this one. It will not go into the hole. These screws you can keep, but you will be using newer screws provided by Injen. Set that aside right there. Next, we're going to be disconnecting this clamp right here, so we can finally pull out this factory box. Then we will be taking this pipe off next. So what I have here is two tools. Either one will work. This is going to be a little bit harder if you just have a regular pliers. It will work. As you can see, you can move around. I'm going to go ahead and use this tool that I use. Makes everything a lot easier. This just holds it in place for me. Go ahead and push that back. At that point, you could release it. How do we have this here? That should just be able to come right off. Okay, a little bit. As you can see, it pulls up. There is this hose right here that you have to be careful with. I'll show you right now. Easiest way. I would take this off first. Makes it a lot easier. So that you can see this hose that's in the way. The scoop was sitting over it, which is why when you pull up it was making it very difficult. You can go ahead and just very lightly and gently scoot it over to the side so you can just pull up this box. Have this right here. Taking off this pipe right here. This pipe is one clamp back here, and I can see a bolt right back here, which I guess we'll figure out the size, but let's take a look. Turns out it was a T27, same thing, gotta make sure it's a security bit. And if you come over here, camera, it is, if you can see, I pre-loosened it, but where it's moving right there, that joint right there, here you're good. I'll see if I can get my finger, but it's right here. This is the screw. As you can see, I pre-loosened it. It is in a pretty tight spot. I found that it was easier to not use an extension, just put the bit on, and a little hard. This bolt is pretty much the only thing that holds it lastly, up until that clamp. Just holds it in place. This, I believe, we are maybe going to reuse. I did not see a bolt extra. Just be careful. probably gonna lose it. So as you can see, this is now hanging. This is where the bolt was, right here. It just holds this in place. Now we are going to remove the clamp, which is down here. We are provided with a new coupler, so instead of taking it out from here, I'm just going to take it out from this bottom one, just removing the whole pipe from there. Again, it's going to be pretty hard with this tool, but you can use that. If you have this, or you can go to AutoZone, Harbor Freight, I would recommend that. Definitely makes the job a million times easier. Unfortunately, they gave us hose clamps, so we are not going to be reusing these. I'll try to snake this in here. Just gotta be patient with these kinds of clamps. Pull the pipe up. Go. There you go. We have our pipe up. We do have this hose back here that we are going to have to disconnect. There's our breather. There we go. Normal to see a little bit of oil in there. It's just a little bit of blow by. As long as there's nothing crazy, as you can see, there's nothing dripping out. So there we go. Intake is out. We go on ahead. Very beautiful stainless steel. And we are going to be using our coupler, I believe. This smaller end goes on the turbo, the bigger end goes on the pipe. Just going to go ahead and slide this on. Want to get it nice and flush until you feel it. Stop here at the edge. Put your hose clamp on. This is an 8mm. You could use a flathead. Since this is a charge boost pipe it's a pipe that carries a lot of boost. I like to secure it very good with a socket and stuff. Make sure the hose clamp is perfectly round. Just go ahead and tighten it. Go ahead using an 8mm. Again, you don't want to bend the pipe, but nice and tight. Perfect. We're going to put this one around here. Tighten it just a little bit so it doesn't move around too much. Muscle car over. So as we can see, this is our new pipe. We're going to be installing the mass airflow sensor before. Pipe will go like this. As you can see, you can line up the hole for this 10 that I said we're going to be reusing. It's going to go right there. This is going to come over down here, like right there. Our filter and our new scoop from Injen. This hose that we took off from back here will be connecting here, and we'll be tightening that clamp. So let's go ahead and first install the mass airflow sensor. Just slides right Perfect. The nice thing about Injen is they have provided 2 separate holes here for threads to make it very easy. Again, I'm using a T20. You use whatever works for you. I like to hand tighten them so I don't make sure I don't cross thread it. I'll tighten it up after. You know what thing? God is so good. There's a woman in the kitchen, clean up the email fly. And it was hey, darling, I remember you could stop the fly. Oh, but ain't that America for you and me? Ain't that America? Something to see, baby. Ain't that America? All right, now that we have that nice and tight. Little pink house, you and me. Ooh, baby, you and me. So we'll go ahead now. So now, let's see. Might be a little bit tricky. We want to go ahead and slide this over. Make sure I drop the clamp. And screw this clamp around it. That's over here. Okay, so one quick thing, I guess position the clamps to the side. If you place it like I did in the back, it will hit these coolant lines. So I'm gonna go ahead and just spin this over a little. Basically where this one is where you want both of them. I guess that's one thing to keep in mind, just make sure that you put these clamps onto the side, I guess. One more time. And that seems to go a lot easier. So go ahead, tighten this bottom up. Again, it's in a very uncomfortable spot, but just gotta be patient. Do run your fingers around the coupler, make sure that the hose clamp is grabbing the coupler itself. Once they start getting a little tight, I like to run my hands around it, make sure that it's actually nice and tight, which this is perfect. And I'm going to just give it a few tugs. Make sure that that's nice in place. I'm going to go ahead and just pop this back in here. It has an O-ring, so as long as you pop it in, you feel it and see it click into place, you'll be okay. One thing I was seeing is I believe the only reinforcement it needs is right here, and you can kind of really feel it. Once that's in, this isn't going anywhere. We're not going to be reusing this bolt back here, so that's actually very good. Perfect. You have this, as you can see. All right, so we went ahead and tightened the 2 screws here on the side. As you can see, they're in a very difficult spot. That one's very easy. This one not so much. there is a little hole here. It's very hard to see. You'll see it when you have your intake, but it's kind of like an access port for that. What I found easy was to use a magnet to put it in and spin it a little. I tightened it by hand and then used the torque bit to screw it on. We're gonna go ahead and now finish up with the filter. Very nice, beautiful looking filter. Make sure you push it in over the lip. Always try to leave this facing up, you know, easy access for future reference when you take it off. Again, moderately tight, don't strip the clamp. Nice a few tugs. And there we go. That is our engine install for the stage 2 intake. Very nice looking intake, very nice scoop. As you can see, it uses the stock air dam. Very easy install, bolt on, you know, very easy. Everything just lines right up. A few difficulties here and there, but nothing too crazy. Let's go ahead and start it up, see how she sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so now we're going for a nice little stroll. See if we can feel anything. Definitely get a lot more backfire from this intake. Throttle feels very sensitive, very smooth and instant. Oh yeah. You hear that? See if you can stick it. See if you can put it over here, the camera. Like you can put your hand in my face. Listen to it. Listen to it. You know, whistling. You can hear it more from my side because the intake's on my side, but you can definitely hear it from your side. You hear it? The whistle lined up. Yeah, so it definitely adds some incredible sounds once you really get on it. Throttle wise, it does feel a little bit more responsive. It honestly is nothing crazy. When I revved it, I guess it just felt a little better than usual. But I will say, once it starts spooling boost, it feels like it's spooling, like it is pulling. Before it pulled, it was just a little lazy. Again, it's nothing crazy. You're not gaining 20 to 50 horsepower, whatever people believe. I believe Injen has put out on their website, I will be checking that later, that they do have an advertise of 10 to 15 peak horsepower, which I can honestly say it definitely has something. So I don't know if that's 10, 15, or 8, whatever it is, but whatever it is definitely worth the money. If you're planning to go big power and mod your car, it is definitely a very good upgrade to do. If you're not really worried about power, I wouldn't recommend it. It is a lot of money to spend if you're not looking to make power. Again, alone you're not going to make too much, but this coupled with the downpipe, which I hope I will be getting soon, I think the next I'm gonna get is the turbo inlet pipe. This one's a little bit restrictive. That one's mandrel bent, no bends in it. It's a little bit bigger diameter, smoother airflow. Again, no big gains, but it definitely does help out. And all of that together with a tune, which I hope I'm getting soon as well. Tune, I'll probably be waiting about a month or so. Next thing I'm going to be doing is finishing my exhaust. I have the exhaust in the back. Just going to be finishing that up. Wow, it really sounds good. I can't get enough of that sound. So when you rev it up at idle or just rev it, you don't really get too much, but once you put a load on it and you start to really get on it, you definitely hear a nice whistle. Which way are we going, left or right? Right. Making a quick stop. Need some juices. Vape juices. So all in all, definitely recommend this intake. I know there's a lot of other better ones, but they are a lot more money. This one I was able to purchase for $270, which is pretty expensive for an intake for what it is, what it gives you. But all in all, it was the best that I could find for the cheapest amount. There was the Injen Stage 1, which is just a short ram, but I am planning to build this car eventually, more mods on it, so I wanted to get something good quality and just kind of full intake. Like I said, I love the sound, definitely hear it, definitely makes a great upgrade. That's pretty much it. In my next video, I'm going to be finishing my exhaust. I have it in the back. It's just a simple straight pipe. Like I said, I have the sound baffler and the muffler is cut off right now. So I have to make a white pipe for it, which I'll be showing certain pie cuts and stuff for the exhaust. Going here to get some gas first, and wow, there's a lot of people here. Is there another gas station?
Over there.
One second. I guess we'll wait. Get these last couple seconds out. But yeah, so we're gonna be going ahead and just finishing the exhaust on this. It'll be maybe another week, maybe 2 weeks until I buy something else for this. Just because money's a little tight. I have a couple builds I'm trying to finish all together. I believe the next mod I'm going to get for this is the turbo inlet pipe. I'm not really sure which route I'm going to go with, APR or I've seen a couple other brands that I want to check out. And that's pretty much it for this car for now. I have my Mitsubishi at home. I have a 1991 3000 GT. It is the VR4, so it's the V6 twin turbo, all-wheel drive, all-wheel steering. Had it for a few months after I had a Mustang. I honestly have no idea what happened. I took the motor out once to freshen it up, put new seals in it. I put it back in, and literally like a month later on the highway, it just, oil pressure dropped. I threw a rod out the oil pan. So I have to work on that eventually. Besides that, got a couple other cars. I have my friend on my channel from the other videos with his MR2. His engine started smoking, so he's driving his IS for right now. He's gonna rebuild that motor. It is fully built, and he has another MR2 that he's planning to K-swap it. I think he's trying to go K24. I'm not really too sure, but we'll definitely stay tuned for all the other videos, and have a good one.